What's good, everybody? It's your brother, Mad Black, the most dangerous, most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So last week, I did a video called Damaged by Divestment, and in this video, I discussed the actress Halle Berry and her anger for having to pay $16,000 a month to her white baby daddy, Mr. Gabriel Alberry, and she's upset that she has to continually pay this man for child support. And I did the video and I put the title Damaged by Divestment, and I even talked about the divestors in my video. And anytime I talk about divestors, swirlers, some of these black male MGTOWs or whatever, I'm usually very tongue in cheek. I'm kind of trolling and a little bit, but I'm not being 100% serious because these people, divestors, swirlers, black male MGTOWs, they're not 100% serious either. Okay, I think a lot of these people are clowns. I think a lot of these people lie on purpose just to get attention on social media, or just to they're just being provocative just to be provocative so they can get views and stuff like that. But so I'm kind of retaliating in my own way. There's a certain point where I'm being humorous or just being as ridiculous as they are. Okay. However, well, I noticed that when I make videos like that and I mention certain women like Halle Berry or whatever, then you'll have a cadre of actual divestors or swirlers show up, and then they'll start preaching that whole thing saying, well, Halle Berry isn't actually black. She's a mulatto or she's mixed. She's half white. So she's not really a divestor in the classic sense. Or, they'll try to pull that whole divestors don't like half breed or light skinned black women or whatever, right? And, these are the little ridiculous games that swirlers and divestors play with themselves. It doesn't fool me because I see the other side of it. And when I say the other side, what I mean is when these women are with white men, then divestors and swirlers put them up as the standard for divestment. Those women who are half-breed, mixed, or whatever, they all of a sudden become black when they're with a white man. You see what I'm saying? They all of a sudden become black women in that regard. And the truth be told, women like Halle Berry have always kind of played loose with their ethnicity and their culture anyway, kind of hopping back and forth, basically using black people as a way to get their fame up and posing as a black woman then. But then when they get older and they want to be accepted by white society or white Hollywood, then all of a sudden I'm mixed, quote unquote. Then they want to play that. So, these women, the women that do this themselves, they play games, and the divestors that put them up on a pedestal play games. And I recognize the game. Okay, I understand that a lot of you are BSing, and I realize a lot of you just are mentally ill, and you have problems with your own self. You have a lot of self-hate. You hate what you see when you look in the mirror. A lot of you hate the fact that your mother and father were black and they made you black, and you just want to do whatever you can to escape blackness, and you think letting a white man in your drawers is going to help you escape being black or help you graduate from being black one day. All right. But like I said, you women out there, I'm going to focus on the women in this one. I have another video for the swirling black men later. Okay, that's a totally different video I want to do. But for the women, I know you play these games. Now, when Halle Berry, Paula Patton, Meghan Markle, and Kamala Harris show up, now all of a sudden those are black women because they're with a white man and they also have prominence within white society. You see what I'm saying? You accept them as black then, right? Especially, I remember when Meghan Markle was getting married to Harry, everyone was calling her the Black Princess. All these divestors were pumping their hands up and clapping and yelling and screaming to the clouds that this was a black woman and she's getting married to a prince, right? A lot of them still do, even if they don't want to admit it on social media. A lot of them still cry and get all teary-eyed and fall into that whole Disney love fantasy where they can fall in love with the royal prince, living out their Princess and the Frog fantasy on screen. Okay, and they live vicariously through Meghan Markle to the point where I created a term called the Markle mirage, and I called that because this is when a light-skinned, half-breed, mulatto half black woman all of a sudden becomes black when she is with a white man. When she's with a white man, especially a white man of power or a white man of means, she all of a sudden becomes a black woman. But if she was with a black man, now this same mulatto goes with a black man, she's all of a sudden becomes the light-skinned B word who is the enemy of black women, and she's taking our men from us. You see what I'm saying? It's mental illness all the way through. And now when I say this, don't ever think that I'm here being an advocate for Meghan Markle, because I think she's crazy as hell too. A lot of these mixed women are. If you look at people like Halle Berry and Meghan Markle, a lot of these women are mixed up, crazy, insane in the membrane in their heads, okay? That's why they have a lot of problems with relationships. But also, going past Meghan Markle, more recently you saw with Kamala Harris when she got nominated to be the vice president. She all of a sudden became the quote-unquote black woman. And she was, dancing, buck dancing, had some hot sauce and everything, trying to pretend that she was down with black people. And really, since she got in there, you really haven't seen her since, really, right? But, she puts on that act when she's around black people, and she does it. I guess she can do it a little bit better than a white candidate like the Clintons or whatever, who also do the pretend to be black when they're around black people. They start singing, dancing, playing the saxophone, singing church hymns, and doing nonsense when they're around black people. Never talk about anything of any relevance, never do anything for black people, but they pretend that they are black and pretend they're down with us when they're around us. Now, when they're out of our sight, who knows what they do. Most of them don't give a damn about us. Kamala Harris was one of the number one people locking up black people in California, in her area, as she ascended to politics. She was a friend of the police, not an enemy. And this is one of the biggest reforms that black people need, is police reform. She is definitely not someone that works for us. She's an establishment candidate. But, I've talked about her a million times before. I'm not going to get into it now. I know a lot of people probably support her and will be upset if I down their girl, Kamala Harris. But I'll tell you this, she's not black. She's definitely not that, okay? She's admitted that several times. That some people might see her as that, but she doesn't see herself that way. Same way with Meghan Markle. They don't see themselves as black. However, like I said, they get their black credentials from these divestors when they're with a white man. And these divestors and swirlers use these women as a guide or as a goal to achieve. When they level up, quote unquote, they'll level up to become just like these women, and they'll be able to get them a white man just like Halle Berry. They'll be able to get themselves a white prince just like Meghan Markle. A lot of it is nonsense and delusion, but they still preach that stuff. So once again, when you speak that nonsense, when I call you out on your nonsense for divestment, when I call you out and show how divestment doesn't work in the case of Halle Berry, you can't come back and then say, wait a second, Halle Berry is only half black, and she's half white. You can't use her as a divestor. Oh, yes, I can. If you can put her up on a pedestal, best believe I can kick that pedestal down, okay? And if you're going to play crazy and put these women out there as your standard bearer for divestment, then I can use them as an example as why your mentality is wrong, okay? Don't stop building your whole mentality on weak arguments, and you won't have to worry about guys like me burning it down when you throw it out there, all right? So, You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. I very much like to hear your opinion. I doubt any of those divestors will show up again because they like to play these little games and then disappear. They just throw a little troll strike or put up a little troll comment and then they leave and run away, or I block them. But yeah, to the sane people, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.